All right, we got Chevy Avalanche behind us, and we need to recharge the AC. It has leaked down to 0. There is no refrigerant left in the system, and it is blowing hot air. So we got to recharge the whole thing. I'm going to show y'all how to pull a vacuum, test for leaks, recharge the whole thing, fill it up, replace some stuff, everything. I've been daily driving this thing. It's over 100 degrees out here today, guys, so I have to get this AC fixed at this point. Let's get in here and check it out. Trust me, I'm a mechanic. All right, Chevrolet, baby, let's play. It's 100 today. Okay, so Cateye Chevrolet. So I kind of already got it set up. Got me some gauges hooked up. Y'all can rent these for free at AutoZone if you'd like. And then let's see what we got going on. So, you know, basics, low, high. So you got your low side right there in the middle. There's a Schrader valve under here. I've talked about it a lot. It always leaks right in there. We're gonna be swapping that out. Got a new accumulator dryer. This thing has over 200,000 miles on it. This is what, you know, dries some of the moisture, drips, condensate. We're gonna swap him out and then come over here. Bow, we got high side right here. I got a special valve for in there. Really helps preserve, you know, the refrigerant in there. It's got a Schrader valve. This is just a ball style, so it's an updated version. I'm gonna swap out to that. You can see if you look at these and you got a bunch of gunk around it, right in the middle, see all that stuff? That's where it's leaking, and I watched it leak, and it's leaked down to 0. Here are your gauges. We can see 0, 0, 0. Everything's on 0, nothing. So starting fresh. This is an Avalanche. It tells you how much refrigerant it takes right here, although it's different for Suburbans, Tahoes that have rear AC. So some of the Suburbans and Tahoes and stuff like that, they came with that rear AC package, and they take like double the amount of refrigerant. They have extra lines going, you know, running through the cab and stuff. You'll see like a T right here. I'll show y'all where it's gonna be, but you'll see a T, and that's where the coolant goes to the back system. But on these Avalanches, they're the same as Silverados. So you don't have to worry about that. They don't have that extra rear AC, so it should be about 1.8 pounds of R134A refrigerant, but we gotta make sure it's not leaking first. So I don't know the condition of the compressor down in there. I don't know. I mean, I rescued this thing. It was a rescue from that farm, and yeah, the AC compressor's down there. The hose is good. We're gonna run it, man. We're gonna try our best. I mean, you know, if I top it off and have to recover the refrigerant, so be it. But here's this connector. Everybody keeps asking me, how do you jump it to test the pressure switch right here? So first off, to see if the compressor will turn on, don't let it run like this for very long. We're gonna jump these with a wire. You just put a wire from there to there, and then it'll go click, the air compressor will start running, okay? Take the wire out. I'll show y'all that. But that's just to jump it. All this pressure switch is just a switch. That's all it is, a switch. You want to test the compressor? Get your little wire and put it in between those leads right there. But don't leave it like that for long. So I'm going to put some shop air through it first. It's got 240,000 miles on the system. I mean, I just needed to cool for a summer. I'll be happy. So I'm going to put shop air through it. Should use nitrogen. I don't have that here. Y'all don't either. No one does. So we're gonna pump it up with some shop air, soapy water, test for leaks. Then I'm gonna come back, replace all my parts, pull a vacuum. We're gonna boil all the water out. We're gonna remove all that old, you know, whatever's in there, air leaks in there, all that kind of stuff that's in those lines. We're gonna get it out, pull a vacuum, 30 minutes, come back, charge it up. Let's get to it. I gotta cool off, guys. Here's where that T would go right here if you saw a weird configuration with that rear AC setup. It'll run down yonder. Down back, you'll see some kind of T and hoses and stuff, but this doesn't have it. Avalanche has never had that stuff. Silverados don't have it. They don't got it. So it'll tell you right here, R134A, you can read it still. Let's see. Yep, front and rear AC Suburban utility, 3 pounds. 1.8 pounds Regular Silverado vehicles, pickup, front AC only, 1.8 pounds. Be all right, 1.8 pounds. That's what we're gonna put in this. This stuff can be under a lot of pressure. We gotta make sure that there's no refrigerant left in the lines. We're down to 0 PSI before we take everything apart, before we work on the system, so that nothing bad happens. Be careful, that's the disclaimer. All right, so you take this switch and we're gonna jump it for 2 seconds and we're gonna listen for the compressor. It should come on if it's good. Don't hold it on here for long. There you go, the compressor came on. So that's how you bypass it to see if your compressor will come on. You just jump it with a little wire. All right, so we're gonna put us a little shop air in here, you know. Not too much, maybe like 60 PSI something. All right, so I'm gonna get it up to like 60 and I'm gonna come back with soapy water, spray it, let it sit like 30 minutes. We're gonna see if we got any leaks in here. Shouldn't leak, well, it should leak, and then once we fix it, it shouldn't leak, but it's gonna leak around those ports. All right, get some soapy water. Bow, 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 bow. Spray it all over the whole thing. See where it's leaking from. So I'm gonna pop these off, see if, you know, we're gonna spray under here, see if it's leaking from there. I know it's leaking from that one right there, you'll see. All right, so it was leaking from the low side port right there. Got some bubbles, and then this side port wasn't leaking that much. You know, we need some more pressure in there to get the leak out of there, but you know, I'm gonna swap that out, swap all this stuff out. Let's get to it. All right, so here's our new accumulator dryer. It comes with new seals right here, so I'm gonna swap this thing out. You know, the other one's got almost 250,000 miles on it, so it's a good idea to swap this out. I hope the compressor's in good enough shape. I got another spare right here. I got one right there. I don't want to have to swap it out if we don't have to, but you know, that's got 140K on it. I ain't doing all new, but we'll see how it does with this. So let's get this thing installed. All right, so we're looking at the AC right here, and then the high side port, it's got this ball style port. You see the ball in there, the little black ball. So when these leak, you can't do anything about it. And you know, you got to drain the whole system, but there is an upgraded Dorman part that allows you to change the little valve out in there so that you don't have to drain the whole system. So the low side port, I mean, you can swap that out easy. You know, it's got a little Schrader valve in there, no problem. But the high side port, if that leaks, you got to drain the whole thing out. So I have a trick for that. In your standard replacement kit, they will give you one with a little plastic ball in there. You don't want that one, you need to get the Dorman one, and I'll show you that. All right, so they make a special tool for this thing, but honestly, vice grips work. Just be careful. Clamp it up top, and we just gotta break it free. There we go, easy. Get it out of here. Man, that thing's really in there. So, there we go. Get it out. Yeah, see, it's got the ball in there, not any good. That O-ring always leaks. It's got like a little Schrader valve thing in there. You got to replace the whole port, so you know, we got the better one and it's not gonna leak. And if it does in the future, we'll get it taken care of easy. All right, so it's hot. It's real hot out here, but I'm in the shade now. So get the accumulator out of here. Here it is right here. This is the pressure switch everybody has troubles with right here, or they think they do. But this pressure switch, it's not that bad. You know, they always leak from under here, but you're just gonna get you a new pressure switch, swap it out if you'd like. I mean, when I take them off, you know, that Schrader valve leaks under here, so I replaced the Schrader valve. This thing has so many miles on it. I got me a new one and new seals, so I'm just gonna swap it out. This is what dries the refrigerant. It's like a filter, you know, a desiccant. It removes moisture from the filter or from the refrigerant. So we got a new one. We're gonna swap it out. It comes with the new Schrader valve, everything. We just gotta swap out the sensor. All right, we got all our parts laid out. We have the new Dorman valve, and it has the little Schrader valve in there. So much better. Here is the part number right there. Then we have this kit right here. We got new Schrader valves and caps in here. Then we got some seals right here. I needed a seal. We got a whole kit. we have the orifice tube right here. Now this orifice tube is what allows the high pressure to go to low pressure and causes the whole thing to work. That's how refrigeration works. Got a new one. We're gonna swap it out. Here is the part number right here. Dryer, already showed you all that. And then we got the seals that came with it. We got a little bit of oil. We got to add some more oil in here because the old one holds like a couple ounces in there. You know, we want to make sure we got the right oil level. Come over here. We have the Harbor Freight O-ring assortment. I like these. I've used these in the past. They have perfect fitting O-rings for these Chevy trucks. And then we got a whole thing right here. I got 4 of them. We're only gonna need 1.5 pounds, but I got enough because I ain't running back to the store. So let's keep on moving. All right, so we got 2 different style high pressure ports here. I want to show y'all this, the best tip of all of these trucks. That's the standard one. It's got a little plastic ball in there. They always leak. When they do, you got to drain the whole system. Not good. This is a Dorman one right here. It's got a little Schrader valve in there. Let me show you. So that little Schrader valve in there, what's going to happen is if it ever leaks, you get a special tool. You're going to swap it out. Easy, easy, easy. You don't have to drain the whole system. I always upgrade to these. Don't get the standard replacement or else you'll just have to drain everything again. So, you know, we just got to get it screwed in here, tighten down. Here's the progress so far. We got to get this thing charged up, man. I got this. We're going to get this out of here, get the new one ready to go. Got me a new orifice tube too. Y'all know that goes up in here. It's hidden. They're always hidden in here. Pull them out. Get you a new one. I'll show you. So some guys don't know this. This is called an orifice tube. It's got a screen on there. It's what makes the whole system work. You know, you get high pressure going to low pressure. It's got a little orifice in there, and without it, the whole system just won't work. And you got to get a new one, and it goes right in this tube like this. We will get it installed. Push it all the way in there. Easy peasy. It's hidden, but you got to have it. The old one's got a little bit of debris in here. I hope that doesn't mess us up, but it looks all right. So it should be all right. All right, so now that you got everything that leaks replaced, all the old components replaced, all the bad stuff replaced, and now we got to pull a vacuum on this thing. So I already did it last night. We're going to see what it's reading, but we're going to boil all that water out of there. So we're going to pull a vacuum for about 30 minutes and then let it sit for about 30 minutes, see if we have any leaks. Here is the setup right here. You can see we pull as much vacuum on here as we can. Normally, guys say 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. It's up to you. I mean, 30 minutes is sufficient in my mind to boil all the water out and stuff like that. Just a vacuum pump right here. Turn it on. Boom, where's that switch? Yeah. So we do everything through the low side right here. Oops, gotta open it up. There we go, you can hear it now. Pull that vacuum down. Do everything from the low side, blue, right there. This is open, so, you know, pulling that vacuum, and I'm working in the shade right now, so it's nice and cool today, but it'll be even cooler because we're about to charge this thing. I'll be back in about 30 minutes. So, you know, they say you're supposed to add oil if you remove components, but I mean, look, there's no oil in here. It's dry as a bone. I don't know. They say add like 2 to 3.5 ounces of oil if you remove the accumulator, but I might cut it open to see if there's any oil in here. You're supposed to add the oil and then pull the vacuum, or you can inject it, you know, in different stages, but I'm still debating whether we should top off a little bit of oil, maybe throw 2 ounces in the charge, but there's literally nothing in here, so yeah. All right, so we skipped this step, but you know, we should have added some oil in there. Chevy says to add 2 ounces of oil plus whatever was drained from the bottom of the accumulator dryer. So I popped a hole in the bottom of it. We got nothing coming out of here, so we're just gonna add 2 ounces. Got UV dye in it. You know, that UV dye is gonna help us in the future diagnose any leaks. So I'm just gonna suck it in through the high side right here. Got the high side disconnected. It's under a vacuum, we'll suck it through. All right, so just turn the knob right here. It already sucked it all down, you can hear it. Sucking it in there. We're gonna have to pull vacuum longer, whatever. It is what it is. So it's time to charge it up. We pulled a vacuum 45 minutes, let it sit, no leaks. We're gonna charge it through the blue port. You leave the red one closed always on the gauge set. Do not charge it through that, leave it closed. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put 2 full cans in, and then we need to weigh up 5 ounces out of 1 extra can. That way we get 29 ounces total, 1.8 pounds total. Truck's got to be running while I do this. I can't talk, got to focus. All right, so here we go. This is closed. This is open. This always stays open. So right here, I got it closed off. I am going to remove it from the vacuum pump and hook up my can. Now, we got a port right here. In between every single can, we have to purge the air out of the line and make sure we only have refrigerant in there. Put a rag on it, don't get it in your face. So right now, we're holding a vacuum. It should help suck in the refrigerant. Here's the setup. I got an old shop fridge here. It's nice and stable. I got 2 cans. There is 12 ounces in each can. So this one is the one. We need a scale, cheap scale. It's a male scale, any kind of scale. Put it on here and it's gonna zero it out. And then when we remove some refrigerant, you can see it's gonna go up. We're gonna wait till it reads 5 and then quit. You gotta do this slow. So before we start charging, we gotta make sure to turn it on AC and max blast. That way the compressor kicks on and runs. So we're gonna pierce the can and then back it back off so it'll flow. Not too fast. We don't care what the pressures say. We don't care. We're gonna put the right amount in there. Pounds and ounces. So it's gonna get to a point where it might not keep taking it. We're gonna have to jump. There it goes, compressor came on. So we don't have to jump the switch. So you're gonna see the blue go up when you're doing this. That's the low side. I have the red open down here, not up here. It always stays closed. We're gonna watch the red side. That's the high pressure side. That's gonna tell us how well the pump is working, the AC compressor. So I'm gonna keep doing this. Swap the can, purge it, fill it. Then we'll come back to the scale. Let me get these cans in here, the first 2. So the compressor will turn on and off as the can goes in there. You'll notice as it climbs up, compressor should kick on. Come on, kick on. There it goes. We get some high side right there. We don't have enough in there, so the pressure switch cuts it off. Get some more refrigerant in there. You can see it going in sometimes right in the center, liquid phase. And it's gonna keep doing this, rinse and repeat. Once we get the full amount of refrigerant in here, the compressor should stay running. All right, this can is empty, next can up. So, close the blue. All right, rinse and repeat. Now we purge it. We always purge in between cans. All right, fill this can. All right, final can. We're gonna pierce it, purge it, and then we're gonna watch the scale. Put that extra 5 ounces in there. Once it's in there, close the blue, and we're done. We keep doing this until it gets to 5. It can be a pain. You know, it moves a lot. Not the best way to do it, but. All right, there we go. We got it 5 in there. Sometimes you got to shake the can and cycle the AC button on and off. This charge is complete. Let's go see how the AC is blowing. All right, now we close everything. Come up here and close this, then we can remove the bottle. It should self-seal. All right, there's what our final pressures ended up being. It's running right now. Man, we got good pressure right there on the high side. And then come over here, we got great pressure here too. And then, yeah, I mean, it's charged. So 65 PSI and what is that? Like 275 on the high side. I am happy with that. The compressor is running. We don't have to swap it out and do it all over again. So we're good to go. Oh yeah, it is blowing ice cold in here. I wish y'all could feel that. Ooh boy, no leaks, no nothing. Man, it is so hot outside. It's almost 100 degrees outside. Check this out, guys. 99 degrees, but not in here. This AC is fixed. Oh yeah, I'm cruising now. It is icy in here, ice cold. I'm finna start shivering. So, man, it's blowing good. No actuator door problems, nothing, man. I'm out here cruising. It is still 99 degrees outside, but it's icy in here. I don't know how cold it is, maybe 60 something. Either way, I'm happy, y'all. I'm happy. We don't have to drive around in this truck. I drove around here the other day. It was 105 degrees in here. I thought I was gonna pass out, but we got it fixed. Time to cruise. Oh yeah. All right, let's check this thing for leaks one last time before we call it good. You can already see hot to cold. Look at that sweat on there. Woo boy. Look at all that sweat. Oh yeah, dripping. I got this AC leak detector right here. We'll turn it on. This is like a sniffer. We can hold it up and put that probe all down in there, see if we got any leaks. So I'm gonna get it out of the case here. I wanted to show y'all this. I've been using tools like this, you know, once I fixed the refrigerant on these vehicles, the leaks, get one of these and then we can sniff it, see if we got any leaks. We typically don't, but it's good to check, especially on a customer's vehicle, you know. So it's real easy to use. All we do is get down in here like this and hold it right there at that pressure switch. It leaks the most. We'll watch and see no leaks. Come up here, see, it ain't leaking. It would start beeping if it was leaking. It'd go beep, 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 beep. Turn red, but nah, nothing. Nothing. It's not leaking at all. So that's good. So we can take this thing and we can snake it down in here, check our condenser like that, all back up in there. And you know, very easy to get it in there. And we can see no leaks at all, which is good. Also, if you're trying to diagnose it, you can use one of these right up in here where the gaskets are, right in here, right here. You know, hard to get to spot is down in there where your compressor is, your compressor hose. Very difficult to see right in the middle of the screen, but you can reach it, sniff it out, see if you got any leaks. You know, you'll know it's leaking. You can get it fixed up. No leaks, so I'll put it back in its case. We got it handy for the next job, but this thing is fixed. No more leaks, and we're gonna be riding in ice cold AC. That's it for the video. We got nice cold AC for the rest of the summer. It's July right now, so we're gonna need it. I will check y'all out on the next video. Don't forget to drop me a huge thumbs up down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more Chevy truck tip videos in the future. Later.